Oh, okay, let's try that. Everybody, hopefully we back and squared on the air. Joe's going to check on his friend there for a little bit. So hopefully we got all our broadcasts squared away. I'll back on the show. Apologize for that. Fun. All right, so if you guys can hear me, please let me know. I'd appreciate just to do a little quick check on that. Okay, we're good now. All right, sorry about that, kids. I don't know what the heck happened there, but I heard the power went out, and I was like, we have to check our surge protector or something. Not sure, but we'll see how it goes. So sorry about that, kids. But we're back here on the Mark Hoke Show. Thanks for your patience. I do appreciate it. Anyway, back to the Poker Players Championship, and we will. Oh, and Ben Yu has made a nice comeback. Good to see there. But let's back you up and get you through some of what has transpired through the day, because it has been, a lot of big eliminations happening out here. Some of your big hands, and actually some other people entering this tournament as well. Let's see some other additions that we didn't get to mention. Lyle Berman, Alex Billicourt in there. Sean Buchanan joined up late. Doyle Brunson was a late arrival here. And let's, of course, and Ivy picking up, again, a little battle with Matt Ashton there. Of course, Phil Hellmuth was pretty much crippled earlier today by Michael Mizrachi, and he just could not come back. So the grinder tearing Phil Hellmuth up. Phil Ivey managed to, after losing a bunch of chips to Matt Ashton, manages to come back on a big pot limit Omaha hand. So he makes a move there. Hellmuth was down to 10,000 before he got knocked out. That was not good. So Phil Hellmuth out. We'll get that elimination hand as soon as I shift over to that page. Ta-da, here we go. Let's see. What did Greek say here? White's going to play the monster, and I'll do deep stack. So there you go. That's pretty cool. It's good luck to you there. It's going to be a pretty big day. And unfortunately, I'm going to be over here probably for a little bit in the morning. Let's check it out. But otherwise, I'm going to be playing in the little bit of a special event for media invitation. It's a media invitation at the Hollywood Poker Open over at the M Resort. I had everything messed up. Hollywood Poker Open at the M Resort Spa and Casino. So very excited to be there. And, of course, Wednesday, we will be joined by Chris Moneymaker on the KLAV show on KLAV1230am.com. That's going to be pretty exciting. So looking forward to that. Let's see. We have the Hellmuth hand. Looking for it. Hellmuth picked up a little there. I know there's a limit. Oh, and, of course, Gus Hansen and Justin Bonomo register late along with David Stike and Keith Lair. So they get in. Luis Velador was knocked out on a stud hand earlier in the tournament. Didn't really get any. Some reason weren't covering that one. So really not a lot of news on that hand. But Velador was eliminated. Let's get to. I'm trying to find the Hellmuth elimination hand. I do apologize. We're scrolling through a lot of information here, including some silly advertisements. And here's the hand. Pot limit Omaha. Hellmuth was trying to fight his way back in here, but Mizrachi raises. Brandon Shack Harris calls. Stike then 3 bets. Hellmuth 4 bets pot. Mizrachi calls. Harris gets out of the way. Stike called. Deuce, Queen, 6. Rainbow board. Of course, this is PLO. Stike got his chips in. Hellmuth gets his chips in. Mizrachi calls. And Stike, 3 of the 4 cards on there. Mizrachi, and actually, I believe they end up chopping the hand. Stike showing ace, spade, queen, ace, queen, deuce, 2 pair. Hellmuth with aces up. With aces, but ace, 10, 8. Mizrachi 6, 9, 5, 8. So kind of a weird one there. Stike was ahead with the 2 pair and ended up taking the hand down. So Mizrachi just loses a little bit, but Hellmuth knocked out very early in this tournament. A shocking defeat there as Phil Hellmuth out very early in this tournament. And let's see what else we've got here. Making it Josh Ari, of course, picking up those chips, and we'll go to the final series of updates. Got some updated chip counts and so on. Keep on moving down here. There's the RA moves. And George Danzer was eliminated by Chris Klodnicki. So Sloppy Claude taking him out, playing No Limit Hold'em. And Danzer only with 7,100 left. Goes in with a 6-4 of hearts. Klodnicki calls with a queen 3, hits the queen, and that takes care of that. So George Danzer is, of course, eliminated from this tournament. John Racner was knocked out on hand along with Dan. He and Dan Kelly both knocked out apparently by, it looks like, David ODB Baker. So Racner was eliminated. Baker was eliminated Kelly. So Dan Kelly on a no-limit hold'em. Kelly with ace-jack. Baker with king-queen. And ODB hits the queen on the flop, and that sends Dan Kelly to the rail. Ophir Moore taking some chips away from John Jawanda. Bill Chen gets some chips back against Phil Ivey as he scoops him in Omaha 8. And a big hand there. Ellie Lesver picking up some chips on Brian Rast. And let's see what else we've got there. Chris Bell went out on Raz as he was in a pot with Scott Clements and Sean Deeb. Let's see. And Deeb showing looks like Clements mucked it. So Deeb took that hand and sent Chris Bell out the door. And then, of course, Daniel Negreanu getting knocked out by Ilior Sion. As he's known as Crazy Ilior online. Let's see. Negreanu raising to 3,600. Sion in the small blind, 3 bets to 8,800. Negreanu calls flop king 4 deuce. 2 hearts, and Sion puts out a bet. Negreanu moves all in. Sion calls. And once again, just saying Sion with a queen, so not sure exactly what he had. Negreanu flops top pair, had flop top pair, but Sion did have apparently 2 diamonds on the board, and well, that right up makes no sense. But Sion makes his flush, so that ends Daniel Negreanu's run in this tournament. Said Eric Lindgren took care of Rabchenko on that. Some chip counts give you Robert Mizrachi, Frank Casella, Scotty Wynn, Min Lai, all in decent shape at 235 and up. Mike Lee's at 190, Randy Ole at 135, so that one's not going to be easy. Ben Yu manages to battle it out with Gus Hansen and picks up a big pot, playing pot limit Omaha. Hansen to bet 45,000 into a pot with a Jack 6-5 10-7 board. Yu makes the call. Hansen had 1 pair, and Yu turned over top 2. And Ben Yu picks off Gus Hansen and gets himself back into the tournament. John Jawanda firing away there, too. We have an update from Doyle Brunson's table. Brandon Shack Harris, back up to 300,000. And Brandon Shack Harris just continues to be a force here at this World Series of Poker. Abe Masori is at 220 on that table. Lopes at 215. Luneau at 190. Brunson 170. Kevin Song 122. And Jesse Martin 120. So Brandon Shack Harris continues to have an amazing World Series of Poker, and he's now listed in the top 5. We'll give you a breakdown on that. On the updated chip counts, it is Sean Deeb still your leader, followed by Elliot Lesra, Matt Glantz, Scott Clements, Brandon Shack Harris, David ODB Baker, Dylan Lynn, Robert Mizrachi, Josh Aria, Jonathan Duhamel, your top 10. Anybody else? Nope, Rabchenko is the last reported elimination. So, but a lot of guys in trouble here, including defending champion Matt Ashton, David Singer, Tommy Hank, Jeremy Osmus, all under 60,000 chips. So they could be playing for their lives at any point here pretty soon. But I think other than Helmuth and Negreanu being out of this, and they're listing 81 player. I'm not sure where they're getting that count, but right now we'll just go by what's reported and see if we get any more updates on this one. But I think shocking is the number of players that entered this tournament. Of course, 102 entries, down 30 players from last year's event. Boy, that's hard to explain. When Joe comes back, we'll probably break that down and discuss a little bit more with you. So, all right. So I'll tell you what, let's take a break here, and we come back. We'll take your calls, your tweets, whatever you want to do. Give us a buzz, 702-997-3049. We'd love to hear from you, and we will be right back here on the Mark Hoke Show. Thanks for joining us.
RunGoodGear.com is one of poker's premier online stores for apparel. Their mission is to provide poker players with stylish and comfortable clothes for their daily grind. You've probably seen Run Good Gear at the World Series of Poker through Run Good Poker Pro Rob Salaburo, or around the country through the WSOP circuit. Today, RunGoodGear.com is the place to go to gear up for the poker felt. So go there now with the promo code HOKE, that's HOKE, for 10% off your entire online purchase. Remember Hoke. Now go gear up.
When it comes to custom poker tables, why would you buy something someone else designed and even named for their sales or marketing purposes?
The Nighthawk, the Gambler, the Big Slick, the Nuts.
Sure, you can customize it if you want, as long as you choose between black, red, or even green cloth, but that's about it. When you choose to play off tilt, it's not just another table, it's your table. The same price gets you a fully custom designed table that reflects your style and game. Off tilt makes it easy to design a truly one-of-a-kind custom poker table that'll give you home table advantage. Sure, Off Tilt could name their tables for marketing purposes, but why? It's not ours. We don't play on it. And to be honest, there are over 1,000 named Off Tilt tables worldwide, including the WSOP, the Deep Stacks Poker Tour, the Jonathan Papelbon, as well as Julie's, Chris's, Scott's, Amber's, Tristan's, just to name a few. So let us add your name to the list and deliver a truly custom-crafted, furniture-quality poker table worthy of your game. Visit www.offtiltpokertables.com or call Brian Knott today at 262-490-3812. We'll show you why Off Tilt is the only way to play.
Sports bettors, tired of getting beat every week at your sportsbook? It's time to stop guessing and start winning. We all know cash is king, and it's time to let the team at Double Digit Covers come to the rescue to help you get the positive cash flow you need to live the life you've always dreamed about. Tony Dos and his all-star sports handicapping team will be in your corner to help you beat the point spread, bring excitement and winning to your betting experience, and build your bankroll to levels you never thought possible. Get free winning sports information at doubledigitcovers.com. Stop guessing and start winning today at doubledigitcovers.com.
Call now for today's free winner. 1-855-489-2700. That's 1-855-489-2700.
At Team Poker Joker, we build innovative, high-performance, poker-focused apparel designed to keep you cool and calm in tough situations. Wait, no we don't. We've just got a cool brand representing the suits of this beautiful game called poker. Our gear won't make you better, but it will keep a smile on your face. So don't be so serious and show you know how to have fun. Get your Poker Joker gear today at TeamPokerJoker.com. Grin and win today at TeamPokerJoker.com.
9 poker players on a dramatic path to glory with unbelievable twists and turns that will keep you on the edge of your seat. It's the Final 9 comic from Room 110 Publishing. Go to final9comic.com to download the first issue preview and get ready for the official launch coming soon. 9 will become 1, one way or another. Final9comic.com. And for more details, make sure to follow them on Twitter and like them on Facebook at Final 9 Comic.
The heat is on. Whether you're in the hot seat of a major poker tournament or just dealing with everyday life, stay cool with a brand new Arctic Blue cooling towel. Just wet your reusable and durable Arctic Blue cooling towel in cold water and you'll have instant cooling relief at your fingertips for up to 5 hours. The towel is lightweight and pliable, so you can keep it handy no matter where you are. Plus, it's absorbent enough to make sure you and your clothes stay dry while you stay cool. No need to sweat it out, no matter what you're doing, when you have an Arctic Blue cooling towel handy. So get the same cooling towel used by professional athletes, poker players, first responders, physical therapists, U.S. automakers, and even reality TV stars. So what are you waiting for? Visit them today at arcticblu.com and pick yours up today. Plus, enter the discount code Mark Hoke Show when you check out and get 15% off plus free shipping to keep some of your cold hard cash in your wallet. It's like the Arctic Blue Bear says, it's not cool to be hot. So pick up your Arctic Blue cooling towel today.
one man, his lucky shirt, an unforgettable night, and a winning streak that never seemed to end. That's how Blind Squirrel began, and we haven't looked back since. We make the clothes that we want to wear for the places where we want to look and feel our best. The game, the speakeasy, and the casino floor. Blind Squirrel's small batch, high-quality gear is for people too busy grabbing life by the nuts to bother with crappy, ill-fitting clothing. Because like you, we prefer our nights long, our drinks strong, and our lucky shirt to be our most comfortable. So look good, be lucky, and visit blindsquirrelapparel.com for your new favorite shirt. As an added bonus, you'll receive 20% off your purchase with the promo code HOKE, H-O-K-E. You can also pick up Blind Squirrel apparel at the Borgata in Atlantic City and in Las Vegas at all Masura stores at Mandalay Bay, Monte Carlo, The Mirage, and MGM Grand. Look good and be lucky with Blind Squirrel Apparel.
Your business and promotion will only go as far as your website will take you. That's why the Mark Hoke Show has only trusted one name for over 2 years, BlueRail.net. Whether you need custom website design and development packages or simply need a host for your website, Blue Rail is the only developer to turn to. It's time to discover the world-class personalized service only the Blue Rail team can provide. Visit us at BlueRail.net and call 520-822-5128 right now for your free consultation today. So get on board at BlueRail.net. How far do you want to go?
Want more of The Mark Hoke Show? Then follow us on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show and like our Facebook page at The Mark Hoke Show for show news and outstanding poker content from around the world. Plus, enjoy the show anytime by subscribing to our podcasts on iTunes or at markhokeshow.podbean.com. We're even on your mobile phone at markhokeshow.podbean.com/mobile. Thanks for listening and being a part of The Mark Hoke Show.
This is the Mark Hoke Show.
The Mark Hoke Show.
Here again, your host, Mark Hoke.
All right, we're back live here at the World Series of Poker evening show. Having a good old time, and we'd love to hear from you. Yeah, well, I hope everybody's doing okay in the I Am Greek household, by the way. Jeez. Well, hopefully, wife's doing okay, but we're looking forward to seeing you guys and everybody else that wants to stop out here at the World Series. We've been seeing a lot of our fans of the show coming over and saying hello over this past month, and we certainly do appreciate it. Boy, it's hard to believe that we are almost a month into this World Series. Of course, series starting on May 27th. So, yeah, we're not even a month in. That's unbelievable. Main event starting on the 5th. So we're 2 weeks away from the main event, and of course, 10 days. Oh, Jesus, Joe.
Kings versus fours.
King side, four side, on the king side, or?
He had the kings against
Oh, no. Oh, no.
guy that hit a 4 and won. Straight on the board.
Oh, straight. Oh, you running straight. Oh, that really sucks.
Runner straight, too.
Sorry to hear that. But nice run.
Yeah, 7300.
There you go. That's a winner. All right. There you go. Boom.
Thank you for the warm. We're going to have dinner.
All right. Okay. So Joe Payne's friend is out there in 37th in event 44. And we're going to, or friend 45. Let's swing back and see what's happening there in event number 44. And there are still 5 players remaining. Sounds like McNiff may have taken a little hit here. Let's take a look. And oh my goodness, look at this hand. Hey, let's just check this out. Boy, I'll tell you what, they've got to get this. WSOP.com's got to get these. And the Poker News team have got to get these cards listed on their updates. This is kind of messy. So McNiff doubled up, but he took a brutal hit a little while ago. And looks like trying to find the hand where Dylan hits quads. And we're trying to find a hand where Evan McNiff took a huge hit here, and see if we can get that updated for you. Trying to find it. All right, and here it is. So McNiff raises to 80,000 from the cutoff. Morgan makes the call. Flop a deuce 6-4. McNiff bets 90,000. Morgan checks. Morgan called the turn and was a 6, or called, and the turn was a 6 of hearts. Morgan checked again. McNiff bets 245. Morgan calls. River card 5 of diamonds. Morgan leads out for 425. McNiff goes all in, and Morgan calls. Both players getting a full house. Morgan catching his on the river. Boy, you gotta. That's interesting. What was Morgan doing in that hand? On a gut shot straight draw with second pair. Oh, I don't know about that, but well, it turns out Morgan hits that 5 on the river, giving him a full house, and Morgan now gets over half the chips in play on that hand. As he goes to 48 or 4.8 million, McNiff down to 1.185. Tell you what, you can't blame McNiff on that hand. That was that's a shaky play on that. You can't really agree with hanging in there with all those chips flying around on second pair, given that board. But I don't know. Had to know something big was happening and just decided to ignore it. McNiff did pick up some chips back a little bit later on, but let's get those chip counts updated for you. Just a weird, that's a strange hand. But Jordan Morgan now at 4.8 million, and we're looking at now Joseph Arusi has gone to 1.6, and McNiff down to 1.185 on that crazy hand, losing about 2.5 million on that level. Ray Foley. And they still haven't updated that, but we'll just leave it at the top 3 and sit there. At event number 44, we got 5 players remaining, and Jordan Morgan is now your overwhelming chip leader. Pretty much has the table covered at this point, so we'll see if Jordan Morgan can hang on and win event number 44. But I'll tell you what, he takes some more chances like that, those chips could go away pretty quickly. That was a lucky finish for sure. Event number 45, no limit hold'em listed down to 35, and let's take a look at where that one is. And Jonathan Bodden opening up a little bit. He's got over 100,000 chip lead at this point over Brandon Hall. Lily Coletto at 295, Patrick Curzio at 235, Stanislas Le Marchand at 205, Jason Zelos at 190, Doi Ho at 188, Lauren Klein 185, Will Givens has gone to 9th. 173. Our Angle's in 12th at this point. Max Pescatori in 20th, so he's chasing another bracelet. Alan Jaffrey Schulman at 83,000, listed in 24th. So, and Hoyt Corkins was eliminated a little while ago. So we are looking at, looking for Ari Angle to see if he can make a run. But Jonathan Bodden in pretty good shape right now to try and make this final table. And Brandon Hall, second place guy out of Littlestown, PA, kind of my home stomping ground. Spent a little bit of time in Littlestown. So one of the schools I coached against, a nice school there in Littlestown. Brandon Hall in second at this point. Let's take a look at, and we'll go back to the Players' Championship as well. And we may take a look at the Ante-only tournament as well here. Any updates on this one? Let's take a look. And event number 46, we've got some updated chip counts. John Jawanda at 225. This is on table 354. Jawanda's at 225. Volpe 201. Shemalev at 200. Moore at 181. Chidwick is at 156. Scott Seaver 155, and Michael Mizraki is down to 46. So the grinder taking a little bit of a bang here. Trying to find out what happened to the grinder if we can. It doesn't look like we have an update on that, but Michael Mizraki taking a hit here too. So at least I survived my last longer bet with Joe there. But wow. A huge hit for Michael Mizraki. Brian Rass has doubled up, but still in big trouble at 47,500. John Joanna picking up some chips from Ophir Moore. Joanna goes to 225. Table 348, Gary Benson's at 330. Phil Ivey 216. Kravchenko 155. Lair 144. Manette 122. Bill Chen 112. And it is official, Matt Ashton has been eliminated by John Manette. Two great players there. But Matt Ashton, who last year made a ton of final tables and then finally broke through and won this Players' Championship, not so good in the pot limit Omaha. Manette with ace 10, jack 9. Ashton with king, king 10, deuce. Flop barred out of queen 8, so I'm assuming there's a card missing there. So I would guess that Manette probably hit a straight there. That's the only thing that really makes sense with a 4-8 on the river. Unless there was an ace or something like that. But John Manette has eliminated Matt Ashton. Jared Blesnick is also out as Daniel Lai busts him in the pot limit Omaha. Jack 8-7 flop, and Blesnick with 8-7, ace 5. Lai 7-7, king 8. So the set of Lai ends up holding on, and that will take care of Jared Blesnick. So he is eliminated. Brandon Shack Harris from table 353 leading the way at 300,000. Masseri 220. Opes 215. Lanu at 190. Brunson 170. Song 122. Jesse Martin 120. All right. So that's where the Poker Players Championship is at the moment. And still listing Sean Deeb as your leader. Okay, and let's take a fast look at what's going on in that any only tournament. Of course, a lot of players, very interesting tournament that a lot of players are just coming in saying they have no idea how to play this. And, of course, it's all, we're all on antes on this thing. Antoine Sawat, former November Niner, is at 41,000. Of course, and only 234. Wow, that is unbelievable. Only 234 entering this tournament. I think everybody just took these few days and said, we're taking the time off. This is unbelievable. And certainly a lot of players probably getting ready for the millionaire or the monster stack. So at 41,000, Driscoll 31.5, Barry Woods 30, a little over 30. Joseph Chung is in there. Joe Tehan, Amanda Baker, Kevin Nadal, Jonathan Little, Scotty Abrams, Soy Win, Jesse Cohen, Faraz Jaka, Ryan LaPlante, Benton Blakeman, Chance Cornuth, Jake Cody, all off to pretty good starts in the ante-only tournament. But it has proven to be a pretty tough day for a lot of players. And, wow, and according to this, we're looking at remaining players. These numbers, I can't wait till they get this updated, as they are listing a lot of players knocked out of this tournament. I mean, this is kind of shocking, but, well, we'll find out as they get all their numbers finalized for this ante-only tournament. But, wow. 234 listed right now. Probably imagine that'll be, closer to 3 by the time it's all said and done. But that does not bode well for the ante-only tournament. And, of course, we continue to see over the past 4 or 5 days some pretty low attendance numbers here at the World Series of Poker. And it's been very disappointing. But, what are you going to do? That's how it goes. All right, and while we have a break there, I want to make sure we mention some of our great sponsors of the show, because, of course, they certainly deserve recognition. And, guys, I want you to go buy some stuff. We'd appreciate it. Don't forget the Players Poker Championship Poker Tour. They have changed their event to the Stratosphere on the 29th and 30th, so make sure you guys, I know we've been advertising that event, a chance to go to Aruba, but make sure you go to the Strat. All right, go to the Strat. Very important. All right, Stratosphere, 29th and 30th. And for more information, go to ppcpokertour.com. Our good friends at Final Line Comic, the first issue available for download. Check it out at finallinecomic.com. Also, Run Good Gear, 10% off with the code HOKE at rungoodgear.com. 20% off for Blind Squirrel Apparel. Look good and be lucky with blindsquirrelapparel.com. Good friends at Arctic Blue Cooling Towels. Make sure you check out our arcticblu.com. 15% off plus free shipping with the code Mark Hoke Show. Hey, Some Buggy Fun Rentals. I think we're going to give away a Some Buggy Fun Rental tomorrow. Another chance to get an experience up there. Driving the dune buggies, go to sunbuggy.com. say hi to those guys that Scott and the team up there. Would certainly appreciate it. Double-digit covers. Hey, get a free pick sent right to your phone, and get a free winning pick is the key. Go to doubledigitcovers.com, and if you want to get the even more great picks from Tony Dose and the All-Star Handicapping team, call 855-489-2700. It's 855-489-2700. Greatly appreciate it. If you're looking for some website design, well, Blue Rail's the place to go. Make sure you go to bluerail.net. How far do you want to go? Give Bob a call, 522-820-5128. That's 522-820-5128. Team Poker Joker, 10% off the code Vegas Oak. We've got all sorts of great poker apparel and fun. Just plain fun is what it is. TeamPokerJoker.com. And, of course, Nevada Poker League, you're in Vegas, you want to get away from the series, or you just want to have some fun. Go out to one of 17 locations for the Nevada Poker League, $50,000 in prizes and cash, all for free. So check them out, NevadaPokerLeague.com. All right. Always fun to blaze through there. I got to tell you, it's been a weird World Series. Normally, I'm not very critical of my fellow people in the media, but it has been a little bit of a, I've been seeing a lot of stories that haven't been written well, and people just when they say the wrong things, they haven't tracked it. And we also, I also looked at the blog that Alan Jaffrey Schulman wrote. And of course, she was one of the sources that I quoted from Breaking the Mike Matasso story, which we honestly on the show had right first. But I'll tell you what, there's another, when we have the story with the IRS going on right now with all these lost emails, and right now the director of the IRS is in there just sticking his nose up at everybody, and people are making excuses for these guys, which is just unbelievable. I mean, I can tell you, if a Republican would have had this happen, he'd probably be impeached. But it's really time for everybody to start taking a little bit of responsibility, don't you think? Mike Matasso, friend of mine, but definitely misbehaved at the table. Daniel Negreanu, wrote a blog where he called the WSOP staff, compared them to Nazis. And, we have all these things going on, people reporting, Brandon Cantu got a fist fight, which didn't. And, we got to start taking a little responsibility around the house, kids. Not just outside in poker, but outside of poker, too. We just see so many people making excuses and, boy, just not owning up to the mistakes that they're making. And, it's causing a lot of trouble. And, especially in the poker world, we just cannot have that. Can't. It's ridiculous. So whether you're a player, media, whoever, if you slip up, it's okay. We're going to forgive you. I make mistakes all the time. But gosh darn it, own up. Let's go. Pull it together. Instead of acting like you did something right when you did something wrong, just, it's amazing. I don't really know what to say. Hey, Doc. Good. You got a minute? You want to say hi to everybody real quick? Oh, there you go. Nice. Do you want to hop on here and tell everybody how excited you are about the Monster Stack? I have a good friend of mine stopping by. I'm very excited. Positive poker author Tricia Gardner. What's up?
What's up, Mark?
Just look more beautiful every day.
Oh, you are too kind.
I do my best.
I was up late last night playing poker, of course, so I just got up here. I said, you know what? I have got to register for the Monster Stack.
Yes.
Because over 1,000 people are already registered.
Okay, so let's use a little psychology here. Okay, now when we're in situations like this where we know a tournament is going to blow up.
Oh, it's going to be huge.
Like the Millionaire Maker earlier and the last 2 years. It's been crazy, right?
Absolutely.
So my warning to all of my friends out there in the great world of poker is get down here and register early.
Absolutely.
Okay, now obviously my way of doing it has not influenced the world enough. So can we pull out a Jedi mind trick here to kind of motivate some people here to say, you know what? Yeah, give me a Jedi mind trick to pull this off.
I don't know what the trick is, but I'll tell you this. There's only so many seats, and over 1,000 people have already registered. And we know that poker players like to wait till the last minute. It's just like the poker player way, right? Don't do it. Don't do it. I think there's only room for like 4,500 people.
Wow.
That's what that's what I heard.
Yeah, because there's no re-entries on this thing.
And there's, just only so many tables.
Yeah,
right?
and it's 1,500 or 15,000 chips too.
It's 15,000 chips.
They can't give out 8,000 seats for this thing because there's just not going to be the room. Everybody's going to be, and there's not going to be able to add the waves or anything like they did in the Millionaire Maker. So
I mean, this is just the best value going. $1,500, 15,000 chips, $25.25. What the blinds start at. It's a massive deep stack for $1,500. I mean, come on, people, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. So here's the advice. If you're not going to listen to me, listen to her. Go ahead.
That's right.
Go ahead.
The good doctor says, get down here and register for the Monster Stack immediately, if not sooner.
There you go. Done.
Done.
That's awesome. So what's been going on? You guys had another clinic.
Yes, and we have a couple more coming up. I think, I can't remember the exact dates. I think July 5th, maybe? I can't remember.
I think it's the 5th and the 7th, correct?
I think that sounds about right. Once I get in the zone and I'm just playing cards, I don't even know what day it is. It's just so sick. But if people want to learn about controlling their emotions, also reading poker tells, Zachary Elwood has his new book out, which is actually on verbal tells. And I got a chance to read it before it hit the bookshelves. It's phenomenal. He's phenomenal. Love him. So he's on the clinic. Elliot Rowe, the great hypnotist, and I have let him hypnotize me, Mark. So I'm just saying.
Ooh.
I've experienced it.
Wow.
He is phenomenal. He is like the best hypnotist that I know. And I'm certified in hypnosis. So I've seen, some hypnotists.
Yeah.
He's phenomenal. Jonathan Little's going to be talking about, how to make it through these monster fields. And I think we all know what a fantastic player he is, as well as author. And, of course, people can pick up Positive Poker, my book with Jonathan Little.
Yeah.
It's fantastic, too.
Do it.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's go, people.
Right now.
But you know what I've noticed since I've been out here? A lot of Monster Rage tilt.
A lot.
A lot.
It's been ugly around here, hasn't it?
It has been ugly.
Yeah, I know you mentioned a tweet where you had seen a couple people on bust outs were berating players too. I mean, it's just been especially the last week has just been odd.
The last the last few days, I'm like, what is with that? You're stacking their chips and you have the gall to berate them. I mean, that's not good.
Yeah.
I think just stack your chips quietly. That's rule number one. And B, if somebody did play poorly, you certainly don't want to, make them feel bad or, discourage them from coming back to the game, because we need new players. We want new players. And everybody, maybe they make mistakes or they play bad when they're starting out. And heck, even if you've been playing for years, nobody plays perfectly all the time.
Yeah.
So I just don't like that.
Yeah, it's interesting that I was having a discussion with a poker player I just met who was really concerned about the state of the industry, that we're just not pulling in players and we're actually starting to lose some a little bit. What do you think can be done at the tables to make people feel more comfortable? What's the best way to handle that to when they play, even if they lose, to get them to come back and play again?
I just think it's about being nice to people. You can be friendly. You don't have to be rude at the table, and just make people feel welcome to the game. A lot of newcomers, they're nervous anyway, and then if you're putting them down and making them feel bad, I don't know. It's just, if it's an unpleasant experience, people are not going to want to come back. And you know what? We need to grow the fields. Obviously, we can't just keep trading money around to each other.
Right, which is a lot of what's happening, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
especially among the top pros. I mean, the money is just kind of going in a circle, and someone loses it, someone wins it, and that's pretty much it. We're not getting a whole bunch of new talent in the game for the most part.
And there's always talk about, bringing women into the game. That's always a big topic. Women are half the population, and it's probably a good idea if we do get more women interested in the game. But a lot of times, you're going to be the only woman on the table. And if you don't have the confidence, it can be really tough to handle that. So I say, guys, you need to be nice to the ladies to help get more ladies in. And just to, everybody needs to be nice. One of the players that I did see doing the berating that I tweeted about, it actually was a woman berating a man. So that's kind of not the norm.
Wow. That's a twist.
And she had even played her hand poorly, too. So I was like,
Flirting at the table.
Ooh.
Good, bad? Is it good for guys to flirt with women at the table to get them to come back, or should you just stay away from that?
I mean, I don't know.
And then we'll take it the other way around, too.
I mean, I do my fair share of flirting at the table, whatever it takes to. Poker's a psychological game, so whatever it takes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And little flirting never hurt anybody. So, sure, flirt with the ladies. Ladies, flirt back.
Yeah. Well, you got to have a little fun. It's like a party.
I mean, you're going to be sitting there 12 hours, right? Why not?
Even if they're kind of butt ugly like me, you still flirt?
Oh, Mark. What a charming smile you have.
She lies to me like every other woman. It's okay. No, it's all good. Yeah, but that is an interesting factor that comes up in terms of the relations between men and women at the table, because obviously in the past, just women got destroyed at the table and felt miserable. But I just don't. I mean, you still see it sometimes, but it's nowhere near as prevalent now, which is great. We want to try and get more women in the game,
right.
And you should be treating everybody at the table well. So.
I think so. I think just having common courtesy, would go a long way. But also just about women, I want to say I did get to play with Barbara Enright the other day, and she is 100% awesome.
Yes.
And she's great at the table. She's a lot of fun. Her play is, very aggressive. She's awesome. So I just want to give a little shout out to Barbara Enright.
Yeah. We had her on the show, and she told a hilarious story. Dropped a few F-bombs. It was fun.
I love her.
Yeah.
She's great.
Let's talk about what happened with Matiso, too. And, that's a very interesting situation, but I don't want to take it from, whether he should have got a penalty or not or anything like that. But from the aspect of, we all know that Mike, has some issues and takes medication. And, he even admitted that, whatever he was taking, he was kind of a little bit off and wasn't working right. And from all the reports that I got, he was just not in a good place that day.
Okay.
So, if you see Mike early in that day and Mike's acting up, what can you do, especially with somebody like that, to bring him back and say, Mike, you are not being normal today. This is not the way you need to be. What do you do? What do you do as a professional in that spot?
Well, I want to say a couple things. First, I've not worked with Mike as a psychologist. I only know what he has put out there. Mm-hmm. And he's put out that he possibly suffers from bipolar, I believe. And I think he's talked about, maybe some brain changes due to drug use and things of that nature. That's a really tough thing, because if he does suffer from bipolar disorder, that's a kind of disorder where the lows are very low and the highs are very high. And when you're in a high period, we call that the manic phase. Wow. Reasoning almost goes out the window. And if his medication is not right, you can get some big problems, as we've obviously seen with him. So,
And that happens to a lot of people, too. I mean, it's not just Mike. I mean, that it's very prevalent. More than you know.
At least 1% of the population suffers from bipolar disorder. And so 1% might not sound like a lot to people, but if you think about how many, millions and millions of people, right, live in the United States. And when I say 1%, I'm talking about in the United States. So it is a significant number. Now, the thing with the bipolar disorder is it's managed. It doesn't really, go away. So somebody who suffers from bipolar, they need to stay on their medication. Non-med compliance is the biggest problem. So taking your meds, taking them correctly. If you have any issues, talking to your psychiatrist, that's generally who's going to be prescribing those meds, to do some adjustments. Also working with the psychologist to learn how to manage your behaviors. how to be more self-aware that things are, about to take a turn for the worst. So perhaps you can, maybe do some things. That's kind of the trick with bipolar disorder. So
I think I find it interesting that Mike saying that, they were changing medications around and stuff. This would not seem like the time to mess around. I don't want to second guess a doctor or anything or what they were trying to do, or maybe they were working on something else, and who knows. But that is kind of an odd point to say. Hey, let's mess around with the meds about a month maybe before the World Series of Poker.
I mean, in an ideal world, he could have maybe had something done earlier, but you just never know.
Yeah.
And the way the medications work, perhaps he was even much worse off a month or two ago, and then maybe this is really an improvement based off where he was at.
Possibility.
It's just really hard to know.
Yeah.
I don't know the whole specifics because obviously I wasn't at the table, and I only know what I've read on the internet, and you know how that goes.
Right. Yes.
So.
Yes, we do. So, a lot of players at this point, we're starting to get worn down here at the World Series, and if they're struggling, really in a hole at this point, and probably feeling pretty down. What you grab somebody for a half hour, an hour, you have a chance to talk to them when they're maybe 0 for 15 or something like that.
Right.
What's some of the things that little tricks that you try to use to pull them back out?
I mean, you got to stay in the zone. And so something players can do is they can try meditation. I mean, in an ideal world, you would already have been meditating long before you ever got here. But if you haven't, you can start at any time. It only takes a few minutes. A few minutes a day is superior to like an hour once a week. You want to do it every day. That helps build up the prefrontal cortex, which is the part of your brain that helps you make good decisions, helps you be very logical, rational. So I'd say that. I'd say if you have trouble with like rage tilt, or, it doesn't have to be rage tilt in general, and maybe you are tilting if you're, you've lost 0, or you've won 0 times out of 15, right? I'm going to have to pimp out my boy Elliot Rowe again on the hypnosis. And the reason I'm pimping him out is because hypnosis can work very quickly. So you can get a session with him for like 30 minutes, and you can see good results in just that one session. A lot of it is just keeping your mind in focus, understanding what your ultimate goal is and doing everything you can to make that happen, and realizing that there's a ton of variance in tournament poker, and, doing the 0 out of 15, like you're talking about, that's kind of standard. So you just have to learn to accept it. Radical acceptance, we call it in my business.
Yeah. And one thing I'm curious about, too, we have the EDC going on.
Mm-hmm.
And, a lot of crazy stuff happening up there.
A lot of crazy stuff.
How do you balance, legitimately to me, I mean, I know people want to go party and have a good time. But, with a lot of the wildness that goes on up there, how do you balance coming in here and saying, this is my Super Bowl, this is my 7 weeks, and going up to something like that and risking, honestly, because there is a risk going to an event like that where something could happen. How do you justify that to somebody? I know, for example, we had Justin Bonomo.
Mm-hmm.
Chasing down Player of the Year. He said, heck, I'm going to EDC for 4 days. I'm out. I'm out. I'm gone. I don't care. How do when you have something like that happening, along with other events in Vegas, how do you balance that out to say, what, I need to either focus on playing poker, or I'm going to go up and just let it roll. I mean, it's pretty nuts up there.
I'm a lot like Nancy Reagan on this one. I just say no. I mean, if you're here to do a job, and that's the way I look at it, when I come out to Vegas for my 7 weeks or 8 weeks, whatever it ends up being, I'm here to work, and I'm not here to, and that's my personal opinion.
Right.
I mean, maybe Justin feels like he can go to this festival, and maybe he relaxes and it loosens him up, and he can come back and refocus very quickly. Mm-hmm. And maybe that works for him. Everybody should do what works for them. For me personally, I don't think that would work. So I'm just not doing it. And I don't want to wear one of those crazy outfits. I mean.
Oh, you'd look so cute, though.
I mean, I just don't want to do it. But for me, work is work. And, that's just my attitude. So.
It was loony up there. Yeah.
Did you go?
No. Oh, my God. I was nearby that thing last year, and I was like, yeah, I'll pass.
I mean, it's just not my thing.
No.
Nah.
No. If I'm going to party, I'm going to party at home.
Yeah, that's
You know,
probably wise.
That's just me. You know,
I
bring
mean-
the party to me.
I like that.
You know.
It's way more relaxing, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it's so
Unless you have to make
hot.
the appetizers.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. So hot here, and you got to wear a crazy outfit, and I don't know. It's just not my thing.
Yeah, I got you. That's funny, by the way. I am Greek, and wow, that's kind of a funny question. I'll throw it just for fun. If someone berates you, will you be penalized if you tell them to fuck off? I think you might.
I think yes. If yeah, I think you might.
Yeah, watch it there, Greek. He's coming down here tomorrow, so I guess he's looking for some extra advice. Well, why don't you look up the dock in Elliott Row when you get down here, you and the wife, and they'll get
As
you taken
much
care
as
of.
you might want to tell them that, probably don't want to.
Yeah, avoid that. You won't have positive feelings afterward.
I mean, you know, keep the good karma. Plus, if somebody's berating you, I mean, to me personally, that tells me a lot about them and their lack of confidence and esteem. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like the reason someone berates you is because, I don't know, just to try and make themselves feel better or smarter or something like that. I'm just not down with that.
Yeah.
Just don't do it.
Yeah, well, read the book Positive Poker. So, and tell everybody where you can get the book, and the clinic's coming up, too, if they want to check it out.
Yeah, the book is available on Amazon.com or dmbpoker.com, or you can buy it here. The Gamblers Bookshop has a table here at the Rio, so you can get it there. If people are going to come to the workshops, if they sign up over at Blue Shark Optics, I know they can get like a great deal over there. Or, of course, they can go to floattheturn.com/seminar and sign up there. Jonathan has like a lot of really great bonuses for people who sign up, which are worth like an insane amount of money. It's like $1,600 worth of his training materials that they get just for signing up.
Awesome.
So, I mean, it's a great deal.
All right. Sounds good. Well, clinic's coming up on the 5th and 7th. Get the book, and, you're going to try and win the Monster Stack, too.
I'm going to try, and if you see me at the table, please don't berate me.
Just read the book.
Just read the book.
Just read the book. That'll do it. Doc, thanks for stopping over.
Cool,
I appreciate
thanks
you
for
taking a
having
little
me.
time for me. I appreciate it.
Anytime, Mark. I love coming on.
Oh, jeez.
Thank you.
This makes me happy. All right, there you go. Thanks for stopping by. All right. There you go. Get that book, Positive Poker. Clinic's coming up. Float the Turn /seminar. And register for the Monster Stack. Just do it. The doc did it. She said go. If she, I know some of you guys don't like to listen to me. Listen to her. She knows what she's doing. Dr. Patricia Cardner, everybody. All right. Let's get one more break in here. And looks like the 50K is on a break, so we may be able to get some new updates for you on that as well before we wrap up the show. It's hard to believe we're through the show already. I mean, gosh, it's 7:46. All right, let's get one more in, and we'll be right back here on the Mark Hoke Show.
The heat is on. Whether you're in the hot seat of a major poker tournament or just dealing with everyday life, stay cool with a brand new Arctic Blue cooling towel. Just wet your reusable and durable Arctic Blue cooling towel in cold water, and you'll have instant cooling relief at your fingertips for up to 5 hours. The towel is lightweight and pliable, so you can keep it handy no matter where you are. Plus, it's absorbent enough to make sure you and your clothes stay dry while you stay cool. No need to sweat it out, no matter what you're doing, when you have an Arctic Blue cooling towel handy. So get the same cooling towel used by professional athletes, poker players, first responders, physical therapists, U.S. automakers, and even reality TV stars. So what are you waiting for? Visit them today at arcticblu.com and pick yours up today. Plus, enter the discount code MarkHokeShow when you check out and get 15% off plus free shipping to keep some of your cold hard cash in your wallet. It's like the Arctic Blue Bear says, it's not cool to be hot. So pick up your Arctic Blue cooling towel today.
9 poker players on a dramatic path to glory with unbelievable twists and turns that will keep you on the edge of your seat. It's the Final 9 comic from Room 110 Publishing. Go to final9comic.com to download the first issue preview and get ready for the official launch coming soon. 9 will become 1 way or another. Final9comic.com. And for more details, make sure to follow them on Twitter and like them on Facebook at Final 9 Comic.
RunGoodGear.com is one of poker's premier online stores for apparel. Their mission is to provide poker players with stylish and comfortable clothes for their daily grind. You've probably seen Run Good Gear at the World Series of Poker through Run Good Poker Pro Rob Salaburo, or around the country through the WSOP circuit. Today, RunGoodGear.com is the place to go to gear up for the poker fell. So go there now with a promo code HOKE, that's HOKE, for 10% off your entire online purchase. Remember HOKE. Now go gear up. Your business and promotion will only go as far as your website will take you. That's why the Mark Hoke Show has only trusted one name for over 2 years, BlueRail.net. Whether you need custom website design and development packages, or simply need a host for your website, Blue Rail is the only developer to turn to. It's time to discover the world-class personalized service only the Blue Rail team can provide. Visit us at BlueRail.net and call 520-822-5128 right now for your free consultation today. So get on board at BlueRail.net. How far do you want to go?
One man, his lucky shirt, an unforgettable night, and a winning streak that never seemed to end. That's how Blind Squirrel began, and we haven't looked back since. We make the clothes that we want to wear for the places where we want to look and feel our best. The game, the speakeasy, and the casino floor. Blind Squirrel's small batch, high-quality gear is for people too busy grabbing life by the nuts to bother with crappy, ill-fitting clothing. Because like you, we prefer our nights long, our drinks strong, and our lucky shirt to be our most comfortable. So look good, be lucky, and visit BlindSquirrelApparel.com for your new favorite shirt. As an added bonus, you'll receive 20% off your purchase with the promo code HOKE, H-O-K-E. You can also pick up Blind Squirrel apparel at the Borgata in Atlantic City and in Las Vegas at all Masura stores at Mandalay Bay, Monte Carlo, The Mirage, and MGM Grand. Look good and be lucky with Blind Squirrel Apparel.
Want more of The Mark Hoke Show? Then follow us on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show and like our Facebook page at The Mark Hoke Show for show news and outstanding poker content from around the world. Plus, enjoy the show anytime by subscribing to our podcasts on iTunes or at markhokeshow.podbean.com. We're even on your mobile phone at markhokeshow.podbean.com/mobile. Thanks for listening and being a part of The Mark Hoke Show.
Now, let's return to the Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Here again, your host, Mark Hoke.
Hey, that's me. At the World Series, kids. Thanks for joining us. We are live here at the World Series of Poker. And I'm hitting the wrong buttons. That's all right. Hey, don't forget, if you want to check out all our videos on YouTube, we have today's show up in pieces, unfortunately. Kind of had a little... been another glitchy day. We're going to get that straightened out. Internet glitch, and then I had a soundboard glitch. Unbelievable. But, you know, check them out. We got some great stuff on the board up there on YouTube. Just type in Mark Hoke. That's all you got to do. I'm the man up there now, I guess. But all the great content from the World Series so far. Some hilarious stuff. Some serious moments. Some great discussions. Guarantee you're going to love it. So check it out on YouTube. Just Mark Hoke. Twitter is Mark Hoke Show, and of course Facebook, The Mark Hoke Show. We'd appreciate some likes on there too. So make sure you check all this out and stick with us because, of course, you know, we do some great shows outside of the World Series too, and also on KLAV 12:30 a.m. coming up Wednesday. Chris Moneymaker joins us on the show, so we'll be looking forward to having Chris join us on the Talk of Las Vegas 12:30 a.m. here in Vegas, and of course KLAV1230am.com on your radio dial or your internet programming. We certainly appreciate you being with us then. And once again, that is some interesting news, by the way, that Dr. Carter just dropped, and we'll probably tweet that out. Over 1,000 players have already registered for the Monster Stack. No second flights, no re-entries, and they have a limited amount of seats. So if you want to be in that tournament, if that's your plan, you better get in now. I know it's Thursday and today is Monday, and this is the world of poker. Everybody likes to do stuff at the last minute. That is going to be a bad decision on your part if you don't do it. So you need to come down if you're planning on being here. Get here, register, at the latest, get here on Wednesday and stop by and do it, because if you don't, you're going to miss out on a great event. Unfortunately, I'm going to probably be here. We're going to try and figure something out. Maybe I can jam something in the morning before I attend the media event over at the associated with the Hollywood Poker Open. It's going to be going on. They have a main event kicking off there on Friday, and we have a media tournament on Thursday. And whoever wins it is going to be playing in the main event. So over there, hey, could be me. That'd be kind of cool. So pretty exciting there. We have some excitement in the in the 50K. There is a new chip leader, some major shifting going on. Jason Mercier has taken the lead up to 493,600. And we'll try and swing back through the updates and see what happened. Glance is now up to 402. Brandon Shack Harris has now gone to 400,000. Deeb still listed 394. David Oppenheim. Boy, we haven't heard that name for a little bit. Oppenheim has moved up to 380. Ellie Lezer at 380. Daniel Lai 375. Benson 330. Clements 308. David ODB Baker and Dylan Lind at 300. And those are your top, 11 right now. And let's see if we lost anybody. We did. Oh, my goodness. Matt Ashton is out. Kevin Song is out. And seniors champion Dan Heimiller is out. Dan got off to a decent start in this tournament, but unfortunately he has been eliminated. So a few more down in this thing. I'll tell you what, they're planning on going 5 days, and I don't know if they're going to make it. I don't know if the masseuses are going to make it. I don't know if I'm going to make it. But holding up okay there? All right. Yes. But we'll try and get you an update there. But down to 79 players listed still in this event. And if they're saying 79, that means it's a couple more out of here. So we'll swing through some updates here real fast and see if there's any shockers. But Ms. Rocky was in trouble here too. Looks like Elke took care of Dan Heimiller in the limit hold'em. So Dan only had about 22,000 chips left on that. Let's see. Heimiller was ace-king against tens, got no help. And Dan Heimiller is out of this tournament. Let's see. Joe Hashem losing some chips. Yeah, Glance and RA getting a little bit of a battle. RA winning that one. Scott Seaver's still alive in there. He's fighting hard for it. And Brandon Shack Harris, at the time anyway, had taken over the chip lead as he takes out Kevin Song in the pot limit Omaha. And I'll tell you what a dangerous game. I know that pot limit Omaha can get crazy, but it turned out to be the game of death in the Players' Choice event earlier in this World Series. And now Brandon Shack Harris uses the Players' Choice or the pot limit Omaha again and takes out Kevin Song. Song opened for 3,500. Harris called. Then Obst called from the big blind. 3 players in a 10-6-4 flop with 2 diamonds. Obst checks. Song bets pot. Harris makes it 35 to go. Obst folds. Song shoves for 100,000. Shack makes the call right away. Shack holding had I don't know why they're doing that. Ace, King. Song with a 10-6 and mystery cards. Song got in with top 2 pair. Harris hold aces and had a flush draw on that. Queen of turn gives him, Queen of diamonds apparently gave him the flush, and no help for Song, and that sends Song out and Brandon Shack Harris towards the top of the board. So nice run there for Brandon Shack Harris. Joanna's at 225, Volpe 201, Shumlev 200, Moore 181, Chidwick 156, Seaver 155. And right now, Michael Mizrachi struggling to hang on there. And the players actually have gone on their dinner break right now. And, some tweets going out about these guys getting a dinner break with only 200 minutes. So 2 more blind levels that they're going to get to play tonight, and kind of wishing they may have just skipped it and, gone to eat after those 2 levels were over. But that's where that is right now. Yeah, so there you go. Event number and 46, the championship. And Melissa Burr, by the way, was down to 52K. She's up to 220 on the break. It's not bad. We're still waiting to see if we'll get information on the Jason Mercier hand that kicked him through the to the top of the leaderboard on that. But, yeah, it doesn't look like we're probably going to get it. All right, so that looks like it's pretty much going to wrap up our evening show here. By the way, pretty exciting stuff. Redouble-check my totals. Tonight was show 488 for me, the various incarnations that we've had. So we're 12 shows away from show number 500, which means that'll probably fall sometime, I'm guessing, if I look on the calendar here, 1, 2, let's see, 2, 4, taking that day off, 10, so right before the main event. So I'm guessing probably around Tuesday or Wednesday, barring if I get into a World Series event. So sometime during the first week of July, I would expect we'll be having show number 500, and that is going to be quite the day. I want to thank everybody for listening to all of our great shows wherever we've been, but show number 500 is on the way, coming up next week. And we'll see who shows up for that one. That would be a lot of fun. All right, so that's going to do it for us here tonight. We will see you guys tomorrow, 1 p.m. Pacific time here on the Mark Hoke Show. I want to thank you for joining us. Greek, I'll see you tomorrow, apparently. That's pretty cool. So good luck, everybody, and we will see you tomorrow here on the Mark Hoke Show. Have a great night.